Yeah, this thing's pretty, yeah, I was checking to see it was on. It's going to mic check, Freebird. Does anybody have a lighter? Never mind. Oh, good. Okay, so that was an age check right there, by the way. If you laughed at Freebird, okay. So, good morning, hello, and welcome to Alaska's newest and best shipbuilding facility. My name is Frank Fody. I am President and CEO of Vigor Industrial, the parent company for Alaska Ship and Drydock. Thank you all for coming. We're here today to celebrate the achievement that is this new assembly hall that we're sitting in. The shipyard we have today is the result of a vision and the dedication of a wide range of community, business, and government leaders, some of whom we're going to hear from today. After the collapse of the timber economy here, these leaders saw an opportunity for growth in jobs and economic prosperity, while others saw only derelict infrastructure and a dying industry. They saw a chance to invest in the future of this community and its residents. They saw the chance to attract new business to fill the void left by the old. They saw an opportunity to make Southeast Alaska a player in the region's maritime industrial sector. They took big risks to make Southeast Alaska something even more special than it already is. Standing in this state-of-the-art manufacturing facility with Vigor as a new private partner and a big new build project underway, it's clear that they were onto something. So rather than rehash what a lot of you already know about the success story, I'd like to introduce the people who were there, and some of whom who were responsible for the existence of this hall and for all the family wage industrial work going on right outside that window and outside that one, and this one as well. In order to make sure these folks have time to speak, I'd ask you to hold your applause as I introduce them. So today you'll be hearing from Adam Beck, President of Alaska Ship and Drydock, and the man in charge of running Vigor's Alaska division and growing the business into the future. Also, Mayor Dave Kiefer, Ketchikan Gateway Borough, who has championed this shipyard in Ketchikan, in Juneau, and most recently in Washington, D.C. Randy Ruero, Policy Director and Special Counsel to Governor Parnell, who's here to tell you what this project means to his boss and where we go from here. And of course, our keynote speaker, Congressman Don Young, the Congressman for all Alaska. I'm going to move to the speakers now, and before I do, I want to thank a few VIPs that are present as well. Diane Bloomer, will you, here, I need you to stand, so okay. Diane is Commissioner of Labor and Workforce Development, and she's Alaska's first woman Commissioner of Labor, and someone who really understands Vigor's logo and Vigor's tagline, which is Industrial Jobs Matter, so thank you for being here. Okay, Mayor Lou Williams and Mayor Joe Williams, are you here? Will you stand? Okay, hello. Okay. Both Mayor Lou Williams from Ketchikan and Joe Williams from Saxman have graciously deferred the speech making to Mayor Kiefer. Leona Hafner, City Manager for Saxman, are you here? Okay, hey. Marty West and Dick Coos, Ketchikan City Council members. Ted Leonard, Executive Director of ADA and owner of this facility, and Carl Reisha, Senior Project Manager. Are you here somewhere? I know Ted is. Hey, Carl. Okay. We have a saying, and I've covered it before, which is that industrial jobs matter. And normally I explain what that means, but I think looking around here at all the people who came together to put this facility together, this investment is proof that industrial jobs matter and that people really can come together to make something like this work in Southeast Alaska. So, I am now going to introduce Adam Beck, our President of Alaska Ship and Drydock.
Thank you, Frank. As some of you know, I originally joined ASD family over 13 years ago. The people who worked here repairing ships were dedicated, skilled, and tough, and they did a great job. That hasn't changed. The Alaskans working here today are some of the most dedicated, skilled, and tough craftspeople that I've known, and they do excellent work. But just about everything else in the yard has changed. Thanks to the hard work of many people, we've seen more than $100 million in public investment directed into turning Ketchikan Shipyard into an engine that attracts private investment and provides family wage jobs. I can tell you from firsthand experience that investment is working. When I arrived in Ketchikan back in early 2000, the shipyard consisted of one dry dock, one shop, and a few office trailers. We didn't even have indoor plumbing. Today we have a second floating dry dock that moves ships on and off land. We have permanent office buildings, we have indoor plumbing, and we have this beautiful assembly and ship repair hall. I want to talk a little bit about where we were and how we got here. Randy Johnson started the shipyard in 1994 with 21 workers. At the end of last year, we employed over 157 people here at Alaska Ship and Drydock. And additionally, under Vigor's leadership, we've seen a 19% increase in jobs since we acquired Alaska Ship and Drydock a year ago. These are head of household jobs that pay 50% more on average than the average private sector job in Ketchikan. And as for attracting private investment, I think Vigor is proof that that's happening. In purchasing ASD, Vigor Industrial made a big investment in this community, and I can tell you that in the past year, we've learned it's been a great move. Vigor has seen what people up here knew. We have a world-class facility and world-class workers capable of competing with shipyards around the country. If you need an example, look no further than the Arctic Prowler, the new fishing vessel which is being built in this hall today. I'd like to take a moment to thank a few of the people that, that made this possible. Randy Johnson, where are you, Randy? Randy's a founder of Alaska Ship and Drydock, and without his vision and dedication, I don't believe there would be a shipyard here today. I'd also like to thank the Alaska Industrial Development and Export Authority. The revitalization of Ketchikan Shipyard is a successful public-private relationship, thanks in large part to Ada's vision and leadership in making that vision into a reality. I'd also like to extend thanks to John Winther, the late owner of the Alaska Longline Company. John was a successful fisherman, business owner, and community leader in Alaska. As a business owner, he had the confidence in Ketchikan workers to build his company's newest fishing vessel here. The Arctic Prowler will be the first large modern fishing vessel built in Alaska. It will be the first vessel to come out of the new assembly hall. From the men and women who work hard to build these ships here at ASD, we can't think of a better way to honor John's commitment to Alaska than to build a vessel worthy of John's vision right here in Alaska. And certainly a huge thank you to Congressman Young and the entire Alaska delegation. Not only from me, but I've been asked by the workers at ASD to pass on their thanks. Your efforts have not only literally put a roof over their heads while they work, but you have afforded them an opportunity for a great job that put roofs over their families' heads. And finally, thank you to our workers. While it's true our facilities are now some of the best in the world, they would only be buildings without the people who devote their work, their skills, and talents to building some of the best ships in the world right here in Ketchikan. So thank you especially to our workers, and keep up the good work. Introduce Mayor Kiefer from Ketchikan Gateway Borough.
Thank you all very, very much for coming. Wow, it's a little ironic that the whole reason behind this wonderful new facility is so that we can be able to do our work and make vessels and things here in Ketchikan in all kinds of weather. And today's the first sunny day in, well, ever. This is a great day for ASD. It's also a great day for our community. There have been a lot of people, I'm just standing up here, frankly, there have been a lot of people who have worked very hard over the past 20-odd years to make this happen. And I think we all owe them a great round of applause. We're reaping the benefits with a lot of other people who do a lot of hard work. It's interesting because Ketchikan, as you may have noticed, is not New York or Chicago. We don't measure our community worth in our tall buildings as they do. That said, up until this building opened, the two tallest buildings in Ketchikan, the Marine View and the Tongass Towers, or as we all know them, the Austin and the Wingren, were basically examples of how the timber industry dramatically changed this community's future outlook economy half a century ago. It is my hope that 50 years from now, hopefully it'll be me, people will come back here, look at this building and say, yeah, it's 50 years, we are now, we've been the Marine Services Center for not just Ketchikan and Southeast and Alaska, but we are the Marine Service Center for all of the whole North Coast. And that building, that's the example of it. And so 50 years from now, let's all meet again. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for the parts that you played in making this possible.
Good morning. It's not even a Sunday morning, so we won't ask for an offering. I don't think, Frank, is there going to be an offering at the end of this? My name is Jim Hemsath. I'm Deputy Director for Project Development and Asset Management for ADA, and we have the privilege of being the organizational owner of the Ketchikan shipyard. As an engineer, this is one of my favorite places to visit because stuff gets built, and engineers like to build things. Much of my early career was spent in heavy metal fabrication shops, so I actually get a little exciting when I can smell welding and things like that going on. So this has been like a trip back home for me, so thank you very much, Frank, and all the other folks for the invitation to attend the celebration. I would venture to say that when ADA took ownership of this Ketchikan shipyard 50 years ago, few envisioned a facility of this magnitude. Randy, your vision for the shipyard has been instrumental in bringing us to this day, where we now have a facility that already is generating a significant and positive impact for the shipbuilding industry here in Alaska. Congressman Young, I would particularly like to thank you for your efforts in obtaining federal funds via FTA that have come through ADA that allowed us the opportunity to expand and update the shipyard and create one of the premier facilities in the Pacific Northwest. I'd also like to thank Senator Murkowski. ADA also appreciates her support for the shipyard and for ADA's economic development finance programs. Early in 2012, Randy introduced ADA to Vigor Industrial, to Frank and to Adam, and to the idea that Alaskan Ship and Drydock would have a new owner. Through the vetting process, and since then, we've had the chance to get to know the folks at Vigor and the vision that's coming from that organization and the potential that the shipyard now has with the support of Vigor and their facilities in Seattle and Portland. And that potential is huge. At the end of the day, as magnificent as this ship hall is, it's the people who have made the difference, and it will be people who make the difference in what can be accomplished. I'm reminded of remarks that President Teddy Roosevelt made over 100 years ago, but still ring true today. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows at the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, fails while daring greatly. Congressman Young, Randy, Frank, Adam, my friend Doug Ward, all the folks here at the shipyard and those who have built this great facility, you have been in that arena. You have strived and fought for what you have accomplished, and you do know the triumph of high achievement. Congratulations for all you've done. ADA is proud to be your partner.
I get the best job of the day. I get to introduce Congressman Don Young. Vigor operates in the state of Oregon, the state of Washington, and the state of Alaska. The word vigor, if you look it up in the dictionary, is about energy, physical strength, force, adaptation, and I get to be here with one of the greatest forces in Congress today and for many years. It's amazing what Alaska has. I get to work and watch, sorry, I'm going to get a little Greek on you here. The word courage comes from the Greek root heart. Kur is heart. And actually courage means wholehearted. People forget that link. And what you have in Alaska is a congressman with huge courage who's taken a lot of flack for the support that he has brought. and to what you see here. I can't think of anything better to say than to say I'd like to announce our guest and the person that this day is dedicated to, the courageous Don Young.
I hope you have that on television. I'm running for election again. You know, in my job as representing the people of the state of Alaska, a lot of work that we do, my two senators and myself, we do not get to see the results. And it's sometimes discouraging. And I deeply respect everybody that's been mentioned, the people of Ketchikan, and Randy and Doug Ward, Dawson, all these people that had a vision. One thing we have lacked recently in Alaska is vision. When they came back to me and said, we have